It could have been a draw. Christek told me it was a draw.
Two judges had it
10-10.
much closer. But who said it was a f***ing draw?
Christek.
Would you advise him not to do the rematch then?
From a boxing sense, absolutely. From a financial sense, you know, if he wants another 50, 60, 70, 80 million, whatever it is, how can you say no?
I mean, looking at the fight, bro, like, it was competitive. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford, man. I don't know how many rounds I actually gave Canelo, but I want to see a rematch.
We are planning, of course, Canelo will get back to my country between February to March, something like this, for second fight.
Winner.
A lot of secrets and big announcement, big surprise. Maybe it will be exclusive with you and your new program, inshallah, next week.
I don't know why the result like this, but in my opinion, I will focus and I will try to do the rematch.
I was just about to say that. We know that you are all about making the best fight possible.
If they accept, we will do it.
Worse the next fight. I think he would put it on Canelo a little worse than that, because I think some of what we saw from Canelo is just what he's has to resort to now to fight.
Turki Alalshikh has confirmed that Canelo Alvarez will return to Saudi Arabia in 2026 for a rematch with Terence Crawford. Robert Garcia expressed interest in a rematch. He added that he would like to see a rematch and believes Canelo Alvarez has a clear route to victory over Terence Crawford. He contended that, while Crawford is talented, Canelo's greater strength and ability to take a hit would be decisive in his favor. Garcia advised Canelo to press forward aggressively and continue to throw punches until he lands.
He needs to make a change, I think. I would love to see the rematch. I think in the rematch, if he comes back with the hunger that he needs, he could beat Crawford. Because Crawford, you know, is very talented, but I think Canelo could beat him. Canelo's strong, man. Canelo's strong. Canelo could take a good punch. So I think he could just go and don't respect his punch and throw punches even though you're gonna get hit. But don't give up. Keep going until you hit him.
Garcia also suggested that a rematch would be very competitive only if Canelo made significant modifications to his tactics. He stated that supporters would still believe in the fight if those changes were made. However, Garcia warned that if Canelo approaches the fight the same manner he did in the first, everyone will expect the same outcome.
People are talking rematch. Do you think if there is a rematch, it'll be more of the same?
I think if there is a rematch, it would be pretty challenging, and the people would still believe in it if he made those changes that I'm saying. If not, if it stays the same, then we're gonna have people are gonna think we're gonna have the same results.
Terence Crawford went on to voice his respect for Canelo Alvarez, saying he had been a fan for many years. He lauded Canelo as a complete boxer, citing his superb balance, counter-punching, defense, and punch selection. Crawford praised Canelo's power, deadly left hook, and dangerous overhand right, calling him a truly terrific boxer.
Well, I'm a big fan of Canelo. I've been watching Canelo for years. You know, I can't say one thing that he don't do good. He got great balance. He got great counter punching ability. He got great defense. He got great punch selection. He got great feints, great power, great left hook, great overhand right. You know, he's a great fighter.
According to Eddie Hearn's thoughts on a rematch with Crawford, Canelo Alvarez is still a terrific fighter, but he is no longer the dominant force he once was. He added that, as is customary with Canelo, the contract will most likely include a rematch clause. Hearn, on the other hand, was adamant that a rematch would go the same way, claiming that Crawford's technique and movement are completely inappropriate for Canelo and that he would never defeat him.
Where does he go from here after a loss to someone like Crawford?
I mean, I think a lot of it depends on how you're feeling. You know, I mean, I don't talk to Canelo much anymore, other than a few messages now and again. So I can't tell you personally how he feels about boxing and where he's at in his life. He's a true competitor. He's nowhere near the fighter that he once was, but he's still a great fighter. I believe they have a rematch clause. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of wording, because Canelo doesn't enter a fight without some kind of wording in terms of rematch clause. But he's just not going to beat Terence Crawford. The style's all wrong for him, the movement's all wrong for him. And that's what I said, you know, going into the fight, I really believe Crawford would win in the style that he did.
However, Hearn delivered a candid judgment, adding that from a boxing standpoint, he would advise Canelo Alvarez not to accept a rematch with Terence Crawford. Then he instantly acknowledged the financial reality, stating that it is hard to pass down a potential $80 million payout. Despite the tremendous financial incentive, Hearn believes Canelo will not win the bout even if they box 4 or 5 times.
Would you advise him not to do the rematch then?
From a boxing sense, absolutely. From a financial sense, you know, if he wants another 50, 60, 70, 80 million, whatever it is, how can you say no? Do I think he could win the fight? No. I think they could box another 4 or 5 times. I don't think he'd win the fight.
Meanwhile, Robert Garcia proposed that Canelo Alvarez make a strategic adjustment by bringing a new voice to his training camp. He anticipated that this would generate good social attention, while also demonstrating Canelo's adaptability. Garcia underlined that even little changes might significantly impact the outcome of a future rematch.
If they made a few changes, you know, maybe adding somebody, you know, to camp where they're gonna come and help out, maybe change things around. I don't know, man. You know, I'm not, you know, I don't know what the way they think. I don't know how they do it, but it would probably get a little bit of attention, you know, with the media, because everybody's gonna be thinking, oh, that's it. He's never gonna, you know, he's done the last few fights the same, so we don't think he's gonna change. Maybe something else, a little change will probably make a difference.
Additionally, Garcia praised Terence Crawford's effort against Canelo. He saw the fight as a clear and beautiful triumph, claiming Crawford won the majority of the rounds and Canelo may have only won 3. He firmly objected to any idea of a draw. Furthermore, Garcia stated that Crawford should not retire yet, but rather face a rematch before calling it quits.
But what do you think about the Crawford-Canelo fight?
It was a beautiful performance by Crawford.
He finished strong. He won 3 of the last 4 rounds.
Beautiful performance. He won most of the rounds. Canelo won maybe 3 rounds.
I had it much closer. It could have been a draw. Christek told me it was a draw.
2 judges had it
10-10.
much closer. But no. Who said it was a draw?
Christek, come here.
Come over here.
Where is he at? So okay, Crawford wins. What does he do from here, Robert?
Retire and enjoy and be one of the best in history.
So
that's
if you were Crawford, you would retire.
Maybe give him the rematch and then retire.
According to Dan Rafael, Canelo's contract for the bout against Terence Crawford does not have an automatic rematch clause. His information from Canelo's staff confirmed its absence. However, Rafael pointed out that Canelo has a 2-fight contract with Turki Alalshikh. If Turki decides he wants a rematch, it is still possible, but Crawford cannot be compelled to fight again right away.
Yeah, I think there was another thing circling about potential rematch between Crawford and Canelo, but been on it, you know when they make these contracts a lot of the time, and obviously we know it makes a lot of money regardless, but is that something that people are going to be as best invested in?
I don't think so, and what I am told by Canelo's people.
Turki Alalshikh has stated that Canelo Alvarez will return to Saudi Arabia for a second fight with Crawford in 2026. He said that they have a multi-fight strategy for Canelo, which includes at least 2 more fights in 2027. Alalshikh also promised tremendous news and surprises for the upcoming year. Furthermore, he stated that at least 3 significant catastrophes will occur, which he describes as unimaginable.
Are planning, of course, Canelo will get back to my country between February to March, something like this, for second fight.
Win or lose?
Win or lose, of course. We have still 2 fights more with Canelo, and we are thinking and planning to offer for him also at least 2 fights more in 27. Let's see, we are planning to do cards maybe in January, and there is a lot of secrets and big announcement, big surprise. Maybe it will be exclusive with you and your new program, inshallah, next week for the next year. Something, at least 3 big events you cannot imagine.
Before you tell Coppin.
Meanwhile, Paulie Malignaggi advised Canelo Alvarez not to rush into a fight with Terence Crawford. Instead, he advised that Canelo first battle and convincingly defeat Chris Eubank Jr. Following Eubank's fight with Conor Ben Malignaggi believed that a decisive victory over Eubank would restore Canelo's mystique and self-belief, allowing the fans to see him as back and ready for a much more difficult rematch against Crawford.
Canelo does the rematch method. I'll tell you what they should do. Not that they should do, but my personal opinion to make it better. Fight Eubank after the Ben fight. I think he'll mop the floor with Eubank, and then it'll give more self-belief. You have the surgery, whatever you have to have. Beat Eubank, because now you don't have a title, so it's not like a waste of time to defend titles against Eubank. Beat Eubank, and that creates a mystique again. Like, oh, Canelo's back. He's destroyed somebody. He's looking good. Now he's ready for Crawford, because you see the way his shoulder looked in this fight, the way his elbow looked in this fight. He looked great against Eubank. Again, theoretically speaking. And then you sign the Crawford rematch.
After losing his bout, Canelo Alvarez praised Terence Crawford as a terrific boxer who deserved to win. He claimed that he had worked hard and done everything he could in the ring. Finally, Canelo conceded that despite his best efforts, he could not beat Crawford's style.
We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Similarly, following the fight, Canelo Alvarez indicated interest in a rematch, believing it would be another tremendous fight. He reflected on his achieved career, noting that he continues to take on these high-risk contests only for the love of boxing. Despite the setback, he gave Crawford full credit and stated that he still feels terrific and is motivated.
I feel great to share the ring with great fighters like him. And if we do it again, it's gonna be great. But you know what? I'm glad to share the ring with great fighters. And I'm glad to be here. I already did a lot in boxing. I already accomplished a lot in boxing. My legacy is already there. And I am still taking risks because I love boxing. Crawford is a great fighter, a skilled fighter. And I get the credit to Crawford, obviously. And I feel great. I still feel the same.
Henry Cejudo also expressed support for Canelo in a potential fight. He recognized that, while the fight was competitive and Canelo delivered several body blows, Terence Crawford was clearly in command for the majority of the fight. Despite the one-sided nature, Cejudo wants a rematch, citing Canelo's statement that he didn't feel physically well and that his body wasn't functioning properly during the bout.
Looking at the fight, bro, it was competitive. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford, man. I don't know how many rounds I actually gave Canelo, but I want to see a rematch. I want to see a rematch because Canelo did mention, I didn't feel good. Like, my body was it wasn't reacting. My mind wanted to, but there was something physically with my body that it just felt different.
Kamaru Usman said that Terence Crawford would defeat Canelo Alvarez even more decisively in a rematch. He stated that Canelo's current fighting technique, which he has adopted in the last 6 to 8 fights, has become a permanent habit as a result of physical changes or previous injuries. Usman noted that this identical pattern had previously made him vulnerable to Dimitri Bivol, and he believes it is ineffectual against Crawford's ability.
Would do worse the next fight. I think he would put it on Canelo a little worse than that, because I think some of what we saw from Canelo is just what he's has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile as he used to be, which I'm not counting anybody out. But from what we're seeing, it's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights, because that same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him. And so I just don't think the way that style of fight, I don't think he beats someone like Terence Crawford. No. And I think Terence Crawford is going to be more confident.
Moving on, Canelo Alvarez voiced his tremendous regard for Terence Crawford, describing him as one of the best boxers of recent years. However, Canelo made it clear that, while everyone is entitled to their own ideas, his primary focus is on entering the fight and winning. Looking back to the last bout, Andre Ward called Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez true greatness. He emphasized that Crawford, at 37 years old, had to fight a more risky and smart battle to achieve the victory, indicating he is this generation's GOAT. Ward also praised Canelo for accepting the difficult fight and Turki Alalshikh for making the event happen.
We just seen Terence Crawford create greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight. What was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
Terence Crawford is great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turki Alalshikh for putting it together. Just a great, great night for boxing.
Moving on, Hamza Shiraz stated that his forecast for the bout was absolutely incorrect, giving Terence Crawford full credit for a great performance. He added that Crawford solidified his place as one of boxing's all-time greats. Shiraz was most astonished when Crawford kept his ground, controlled the clinches, and easily manhandled Canelo, demonstrating unexpected strength at the 168-pound weight class.
My prediction was so off, bro. Yeah. I'm known for my predictions to be so shit, bro. Yeah,
come on, like David Hay.
Yeah, my predictions are so off, but massive props to Crawford. Domination, and that's what it was, wasn't it? It was domination, and he looked comfortable at 168 pounds. Yeah, man, he cemented himself as one of the GOATs in boxing yet last night.
What surprised you the most by Crawford, would you say?
You know what surprised me the most? Him holding his feet and still dominating, being strong enough to exchange in the clinches, and manhandling Canelo a bit, man, turning him around like it was nothing. Yeah, that surprised me.
Trainer Brian Bo McIntyre indicated that the fight went just as planned, with Canelo pushing forward and throwing wide strikes just as they expected. Bo said that there is always tension in the corner during the bout. In retrospect, he felt that Crawford made it appear effortless and was completely in charge throughout the performance.
We're 100% how we thought it was going to go. It was 100%. Him stepping forward, him throwing the wide shots, him moving his head, you know, him trying to fight on the inside. It went just like how we wanted it to go. That's what performance you guys got from Terence.
Was it easier than you expected? Because, I mean, he made it look easy in there. We were talking upstairs, I was talking about like when you're doing the little pitter-patter shots and then whamming the shots, and that means you're in total control and your comfort zone. Was it easier than you expected?
Let me tell you this, man. So you're like in the corner going through the fight, you just like, oh, kind of like tensed up a little bit, you know, is he doing this, is he doing that right? You know, but after the fight was over and then you sit back and you watch the fight, yes, it was easy.
Canelo Alvarez is back in the gym, focused and ready for his rematch with Terence Crawford. Each punch he delivers on the heavy bag reflects his determination, serving as a reminder that his attention is focused on a single lane. In the gym, Canelo shows off his entire game, effectively guarding from the front, alternating body shots to both the left and right sides, and displaying the defensive technique and destructive force he intends to utilize against Terence Crawford in his upcoming bout. The stage is set for boxing history. With Turki Alalshikh's official declaration, the boxing world can look forward to the historic 2026 rematch between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez in Saudi Arabia. While some experts, including as Robert Garcia, believe that strategic alterations could make the bout more competitive, Eddie Hearn and Kamaru Usman remain confident that Crawford's approach is an insoluble conundrum for Canelo. One thing is certain: this will either be a replay of Crawford's supremacy or the spectacular comeback Canelo expects. This rematch will cement legacies, attract millions, and demonstrate why boxing is the drama of the unexpected. The countdown to 2026 has officially started. Who do you believe will win the rematch? Please let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more professional boxing breakdowns and fight analysis.